Nathan, just over 3 weeks out from your British title fight against Daniel Dubois at the O2. How's camp been going?
Fantastic. Probably my best camp to date. I've been in camp now for 8 weeks and we've got another 3 weeks to go. I'm ahead of schedule. Sparring's going brilliant. I've got world-class sparring partners in. I'm getting the rounds out fine. And plus all my other stuff, in the gym, my record, like my circuit stuff and that, smashing all my records. So I'm well ahead of schedule at the minute. It's going fantastic. So I'm sure come 13th of July I'll be flying.
So you've made no secret of the fact that you and Dubois don't get on. You say you don't like each other. Where has this dislike stemmed from?
Well, I think the animosity built up through the GB squad. Obviously, when you've got someone in your category, both at super heavyweight division, they're automatically a rival. They could be the nicest lad in the world, but you want to be ahead of them, because you want to progress. But saying that, if he'd have been a featherweight, I still don't think we'd have got along, because we're two different personalities. Daniel, everyone knows what Daniel is, and me, I'm very outgoing. I like meeting and mixing all the different people. So our personalities kind of clashed. So it really goes back from there. 3-4 years ago from the GB squad. It does.
So you've said you've had hundreds of spars with him and that you've come out on top everyone. He said in an interview that he feels it could be his easiest fight, but surely based on what's happened in the past in sparring, that you feel like it could be actually your easiest?
I think he's just telling himself that, to be totally honest with you. He knows for certain fact, I can guarantee it, deep down inside of him, he knows for a certain fact it could be his easiest fight. Listen, it's heavyweight division. I could walk out there, knock him out with one punch, and vice versa. He could knock me out with one punch, but he knows for a certain fact he's got to train his hardest for me, because I'm doing it and I'm coming. I'm coming for that belt with all costs. I'm coming to take that belt away from him. So he knows deep down inside of him, I'm coming. And let's be fair, no disrespect, the opponents he's fought and I fought, they're all building and learning fights. Don't get me wrong, they're capable enough of beating you, but at the end of the day, they've already lost, so they've got that mentality, so they'll accept a defeat. I haven't, and same as him. So that's you got to look at the two sides of the coin there.
You are both undefeated, so it should be. Everyone's saying it's going to be a huge fight. He has said you're never going to be an exciting fighter to watch. You're just not exciting. How do you feel about that?
Well, when I beat him, what's he going to say then? An unexciting fighter has beat him, so what's I going to say about him? So, what they say, don't throw stones in something houses. So, time will tell.
When you first turned pro, you told your coach Ricky Hatton that you wanted this fight, you called for it straight away. How happy are you that Frank Warren has made this happen now rather than a few years down the line?
Very happy. I'm over the moon. To be totally honest with you, if you'd have asked me 3-4 months ago, I would have thought this fight would have been end of this year, probably next year. Probably next summer, a year as now. Because I do think you can overcook a fight. I tell you, as a prime example, Kell Brook and Amir Khan, that fight should have been made 5 years ago. A lot of public wanted to see it overcooked now. That the public ain't interested. So I think you can overcook a fight. So I think what Frank has done, and BT Sport and everyone else involved, they've strike while the iron's hot, and made the fight at the right time. We're both in line for the most prestige belt in boxing, the British title. We're both undefeated. We're both under the same banner. So why not get the fight on? And fair play to him. It's made it and it's happening.
Ricky has said that he believes you will win by knockout. Is that the result you're wanting? Are you wanting a knockout to Dubois on your record?
Oh, 100%. That's what we're training for in the gym. We're training for a knockout. Listen, a win's a win, but what I'm going through in this gym, I want to walk out there on July the 13th and put a spectacular show on. And
so Frank Warren has said later on in the year that possibly the winner of this fight will go on to fight Joe Joyce. He's on the same card as you. Is that who you'd want to face next?
First and foremost, obviously, Daniel's my main priority. Get Daniel out the way, and like you said, Joyce is under the same banner. Obviously, he's going to think the same thing I'm thinking of. He can't look past Jennings. Jennings is a world-class fighter. He can't look past him. So if we both come through our fights, there's fights there to be made. I know his management team, Sam Jones, very, very well. So I'm sure we can sit down and come to an arrangement. So it's a very exciting fight. All British prospects fighting each other. It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
And how do you think Joe Joyce is going to get on against Jennings?
A lot of people are slating Jennings. I know Jennings. I've lived with him for 2 to 3 weeks up in Trezora's gym when Tresora was preparing for Dillian White, and he can fight. He's a right handful, he's no mug, and it's a cracking fight, for Joyce at the way he's going. Obviously, I'm expecting Joyce to win because he's a good fighter. Joyce very very well schooled, very well amateur. I think he's had over 200 fights as amateur, Olympic silver medalist, numerous of world championships done, numerous of WSB. So all that experience, really, this is the way he should be progressed.
And I saw that Ruiz tweeted you to say that he feels that you've got what it takes to win. Tyson Fury's also said he believes you have what it takes. How does it feel having these world champions backing you?
Fantastic, obviously, look at the job what Ruiz done against our fellow Brit, Joshua. A lot of people wasn't giving him much hope, which, in my side, I feel like I'm the underdog going into this fight, which is good, there's no pressure on me, the pressure's on him, he's the golden boy, he's got a shine, he's the one with the spectacular knockout ratio, I'm the unexcited fighter, so it's good, but it's also fantastic to have the backing, obviously, of Tyson Fury, in my opinion, number 1 heavyweight in the planet, and Andy Ruiz, so it's great, them kind of fighters are looking at me.
And what did you think of the AJ upset? What did you think of that fight?
I didn't know it was going to happen, but I also said in previous interviews I wouldn't be surprised if an incident happened, and it did happen. I don't think AJ's been exposed at all. A lot of people are ripping him to shreds now he's been beaten, which is wrong. I don't think he's been exposed at all. If you look at Anthony Joshua's record, Povetkin, extremely good fighter, Vladimir Klitschko, Carlos Takam, Dillian White, these, Joseph Parker, who beat Andy Ruiz, these are extremely good fighters. All that's happened there is a clash of styles, and there's someone out there in the world what with a style what can clash with yours, and that's exactly what's happened there. Andy Ruiz is just all wrong for Anthony Joshua.
And so you think that AJ can come back from this? You think he can come back, the rematch? You think he'll get back to winning ways?
Oh, 100% he'll come back. I think it's Joshua's demeanour to come back. He looks very self-motivated man. You don't win world titles if you're no good. He's fought some very very good fighters. So yeah, I think it's in his demeanour to come back, and I think he will come back with vengeance.
And so what are you thinking of the Fury-Wilder rematch? Do you think it's on the cards? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think when? And what do you think is going to happen?
Hopefully, I'd love to see it happen, because I think Tyson now is in the right, not frame of mind, but the right shape and the right sense, everything for this fight to happen. Before, I think Tyson was running on 60% of himself. Obviously he lost all that weight. I think 10 to 12 stone. He had 2 comeback fights. The comeback fights, they'll just get his ring rusting off, and then he fought Deontay Wilder. Now, he's had the proper time to let the body rejuvenate, and the sparring, and plus another fight back under his belt with Tom Schwartz. So I think it's the right time now. So I think when Tyson fights Deontay Wilder, I think Deontay will be fighting the 100% Tyson Fury. And in my opinion, if he won the first time, in my opinion, I'm not being biased, he won hands down clearly, in my opinion, the first time, but I think the second time it'd be convincingly, if not a late stoppage. But on the other hand, Deontay Wilder, as you know, he has dynamite in both hands. Look what he done with Brazil a couple of weeks ago.
Do you ever think that the AJ Fury fight will happen? Do you think they'll ever go head to head?
I think they'll avoid Tyson Fury like the plague. I really do. Listen, you never know in boxing. You just never know. But I do think, Tyson's miles all wrong for Anthony. I do.
And so is Tyson your cousin? What's the actual relationship?
My mother and his father's cousins, so it makes me and Tyson, I think, second or third cousins, yeah. So, yeah, we are related.
And do you think you will ever fight him?
No, I can't see that ever happening. I'd imagine when I get to where I want to be, I think Tyson would be retired with multi-millions of pounds in the bank.
And so, have you been watching Love Island? Have you watched Tommy in there?
Of course, I've been watching Love Island. I'm a big fan.
How do you think he's done?
I think he's doing fantastic. I think the public have really warmed to him, which they will do, because what you're seeing on there is Tommy. He's very he's a humble lad. He's a cracking fella. He's a very very good friend of mine. I'm close to Tommy, and I think he'll win it, and I hope he does win it.
So you're proud of him so far?
Oh, 100%. He's done all the right things. He's sticking to the one girl at the minute, isn't he? So yeah, ish. I can tell you've been watching it.
I know Maura, so I've watched a bit, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And that's not who we stuck with, but... So just going back to the boxing, when do you feel like, you say by the time you're at that stage, Tyson will be retired, when do you feel like you'll be ready for the world titles?
I'd say I'm 22 now, 23 in a few days, but I'm still a baby, in boxing terms. In a heavyweight division, 26, 27, you're at your peak. So, perhaps obviously, when I beat Daniel, I'm going to be plateaued into probably the top 5 of the governing body. So, there can be opportunities there for me, and which I'll take, obviously, if it's the right step at the right time. And, Rick and my management team think it's the right move, we'll take it. But, speaking all seriousness and sense, I'd imagine 12 to 18 months to 24 months. And
so, do you have a message for Dubois before the 13th of July?
You're going to sleep. that promo.
That's your message to him.
You're going to sleep.
So it is, as you just said, it is your birthday next week. So we thought we'd get you a little birthday cake. Obviously, it's 3 weeks out, so you might not be able to eat it. Yeah, Are you going to have a bit?
You've given me at the right time, anyway. I'm on a diet. I'm sure Ricky will be pleased with it.
Yeah, just don't tell Ricky.
I'll have to give it him, won't I? He'll be over the moon with that.
When is it? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Have you got any plans?
Training. I'm obviously stopping up here, so I'll be in here.
Here we go. There's a birthday cake for you for Tuesday. Happy birthday. Obviously you can't eat it, so just to tease you with it.
I'll just smell it.
Steve's idea, not mine. Well, good luck for the 13th, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.